Kantaydan oluyor.
Nima?
Reklama qilyapti.
Mana shu. Hozir
cooperative partners. As we know that there are some reforms in all branches in our developing Uzbekistan, including education system also. There are lots of reforms in improving education system, including teaching and learning English. Today's our seminar aims is also to contribute in these reforms for improving teaching and learning contribution. I can tell you with respect that our partners are Norwich Institute for Language Institution and British Council, Эл-юрт Umidi Foundation, and Higher Education Ministry. So before beginning of our international online seminar, I would like to invite you even virtually to Norwich Institute's and our group mates' experience, impressions from our Эл-юрт Umidi scholarships.
Прямо криком хуйня. Авторизованный нажмите в России. Просто слайд пойти, да? Невозможно. Зум издан остриганга. Зумби.
Thank you for your attention. It was a little visit to even virtually to our respective Nile. Now for beginning our international online seminar and for opening, I would like to give a speech to our rector, Mr. Shawkat Sharipov, Director of Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute. Welcome to our international seminar.
Domla mikrofon ishlamayapti.
Assalomu alaykum.
Assalomu alaykum barcha ishtirokchilarga. Barchangizni mana shunaqa bir dolzarb, qiziqarli mavzudagi O'zbekistonda ingliz tili o'qituvchilarining yangi avlodini tayyorlash borasidagi xalqaro onlayn seminar bilan qutlashga ruxsat berasizlar.
Good afternoon, dear all participants. Let me to congratulate for participating and creating on this international online seminar for improving English language.
Jamiyatimizda yuz berayotgan ijtimoiy siyosiy o'zgarishlar, ularning tilga ta'siri turli shakllarda namoyon bo'layotgan hozirgi kunda tilga bo'lgan e'tibor tobora rivojlanib bormoqda. Til milliy urf-odatlar, qadriyatlar, an'analar oynasi hisoblanadi. Har bir millatning tili avvalo uning o'tmishidan, madaniyatidan dalolat beradi. Chet tilini o'rganar ekanmiz, til bilan birga xalq turmush tarzi, mentaliteti, dunyoqarashi, madaniyatidan ham xabardor bo'lib borishimiz zarur.
Nowadays, socio-political changes taking place in our society, their impact on language are manifested in various forms. And today, the attention to language is growing. Language is a mirror of national customs, values, and traditions.
Bu borada buyuk mutafakkirimiz Abu Rayhon Beruniy ta'biriga ko'ra, til so'zlovchi istagini tinglovchiga yetkazuvchi tarjimondir degan so'zlarni eslash joiz bo'ladi. Shunday ekan, jahondagi mavjud har qanday til o'zga tillar bilan jamiyatning rivojlanishiga hamohang, u yoki bu sohadagi muntazam ravishda aloqada bo'lib turishini haqiqatdir.
According to this, our great scientific Abu Rayhon Beruniy said that the speaker is the interpreter who conveys the desire to the listener. Therefore, it's true that any existing language in the world is in constant contact with other language in this or that area in parallel with the development of society.
Ma'lumki, ingliz tili butun jahonda bo'lgani kabi O'zbekistonda ham xalqaro muloqot tiliga aylanib bormoqda. Bu borada prezidentimiz tomonidan 2012-yilda qabul qilingan xorij tillarini o'qitishni yanada takomillashtirish to'g'risidagi qaror bizga juda ham katta asoslarni yaratib berdi va 2018-yilda prezidentimiz tomonidan Эл-юрт umidi jamg'armasini tashkil etilishi mana shu qadamni yana bir bor rivojlantirishga xizmat qilib berdi.
As English has become a universal language in Uzbekistan as well as around the world, Uzbekistan has taken on the task of improving the system of teaching English as a foreign language in the education system. The resolution of the first President of the Republic of Uzbekistan on measures to further develop the system of learning foreign languages makes a significant contribution to the development of teaching English as a foreign language in educational institutions of Uzbekistan. As a continuation of the reforms in the development of foreign languages, on September 25, 2018, the fund Эл-юрт умиди was established
Dildora ovozi qoldi.
We are awfully sorry for internet connection, some kind of. Thank you, Mr. Shawkat Sharipov, for your welcome speech. Now we are going to give the welcome speech to Olga Kim from British Council. She is project manager of British Council and she is going to congratulate us also. Ms. Olga.
Thank you, Dora. Good afternoon to the seminar participants and good morning to our Nile partners. I'm very delighted to speak in the opening of this seminar initiated by Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute. And I know it's a follow-up seminar of the CPD training run by Nile and supported by Эл-юрт the foundation. As you know, the British Council is the UK's international organization for cultural relations and educational opportunities. And the key areas of our work include education, arts, and of course, teaching and learning English. By the way, this week is an International Education Week, and the British Council is celebrating it through a number of events and activities. And I don't know whether it was planned purposefully or not, but it's great that today's seminar has become a part of this week. We have worked in Uzbekistan for 20 years already, and our office was opened on 12th of November in 1996 by Prince Charles. And next year we're going to celebrate 25th anniversary of being here in Uzbekistan. Our strategic partnership with the government of Uzbekistan focuses on a range of English and education reform programs in close partnership, of course, with the ministries of education. We have run a number of English reform projects, like reform of the pre-service teacher training program, well known as PRESET. We've done and designed an English for specific purposes program that has been, by the way, recently approved by the ministry, and a number of other initiatives in English teaching and learning. Speaking about PRESET, I'm very happy to see so many familiar names and people present in this seminar. The program, as you know, the program itself has had a wide impact on the English teacher education system across Uzbekistan since it was adopted in 2012. So, and I should say here that Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute was one of the key project partner institutions of the project. So the impact that I have just mentioned is supported by the findings of the external final preset impact evaluation that was run last year, when preset had the first, or not the first, but the third year of its graduates all over Uzbekistan. And one of the key messages that the program focused on is the continuous professional development of teachers. And it's great that both Эл-юрт Foundation and Norwich Institute for Language Education can give this opportunity to English teachers. You know that the new national strategy of the Republic of Uzbekistan requires significant reforms in education. And the 2030 concept for higher education, developed and published in September 2019, aims to increase participation and focuses on relevance of education to the needs of the local as well as global markets. And the concept highlights the role of English as key for national higher education development and internationalization agendas. And to respond to this national large-scale higher education reform, as well as capacity development and internationalization objectives, in partnership with the Ministry of Higher and Secondary Specialized Education of the Republic of Uzbekistan, the British Council launched a number of projects, among which is a project of English as medium of instruction that we run together with our partner, Norwich Institute for Language Education. It should also be noted that Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute is a part of, is a project partner of another reform project that we also launched last year. It is Higher Education for Employability. And I'm quite sure it will help the Institute to equip their graduates with all necessary knowledge and skills that are needed for successful employment, not only on the national market, but on the global market too. And today, as we are all know, COVID-19 presented the world with a number of challenges, and we are to live and work within the new reality we have. It's a challenge, but it's also an opportunity for further learning and development. And as Rod Balaisa says, you know him quite well, I'm sure. It's good to be able to continue teaching and training across international boundaries thanks to technological advances. This wouldn't have been possible 20 years ago. And today it is possible. And Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute made it possible. And thanks for this initiative. I wish this seminar success and look forward to hearing about its outcomes. And thank you again, Dora, for arranging this seminar, for organizing it.
Thank you, Ms. Olga, for you also for interesting information and useful information for English teachers. And I hope now there are more than 90 participants, and they are all of them that English teachers, and they will be interesting. This information also make it are interesting for them. Thank you for participating also. Unfortunately, due to some unknown reasons, our Эл-юрт умиди foundations and higher education ministries members, they can't participate. We are sorry for this, for not following our schedule and agenda. Now I'm going to give a speech to our respective guests. From NIEL, the director of NIEL, Norwich Institute for Language Education, Mr. Tom Kidl. We are happy to see you.
Rahmat, it's a pleasure to be with you all virtually in Uzbekistan, and particularly to the team at Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute in the east of Uzbekistan, which has put on this wonderful event. The title, A New Generation of English Teachers in Uzbekistan. We're absolutely delighted at NILE to have been involved with the development and the professionalization and the progress of teaching of English as a foreign language across Uzbekistan for many years, largely enabled by our fantastic relationship with British Council, as just mentioned by Olga Kim. And we're also hugely grateful to the Эл-юрт Foundation, which has enabled these teachers to come from across Uzbekistan to visit us in our little corner of England, the historic city of Norwich, which so many of you on this call now know and love and have fond memories of, I'm sure. The very touching and moving video that you showed at the beginning brings back hugely fond memories for me. The sight of so many teachers from Uzbekistan sampling not only the cultural and linguistic immersion of a program here in Norwich, meeting with their colleagues around the different historical and geographical sites, but also getting the experience of living with a host in a Norwich house or apartment, conversing with them, getting experience of English as it's spoken on the streets and in the homes here. And of course, most important from our side, the experience that we're able to give to the teachers of our expertise in English language teaching in the classroom setting here. It was great to see so many of our trainers, Rod, who you all know very well in Uzbekistan, but also Martin and Jeremy and Simon and Maria and John and Dave and Alison and Tony there in your pictures, showing the activity and the enthusiasm and the real love for learning that we see in our Uzbek friends whenever you come across to work with us here in Norwich. That's something that makes this a real pleasure for us at NILE, is really to be able to work with such motivated professionals, people who really care about education, care about their own students, care about the development of English proficiency in Uzbekistan, and that really are the people who drive the nation forward. There's a lovely quote which says, "Teachers are the ones who save nations." Teachers have the investment of the country in their hands. The future of the country lies in the responsibility with teachers, and that's something that I think is really showcased and epitomized by the teachers we meet and get to work with from institutes and universities and schools all across Uzbekistan. The big challenge that we have here at Norwich is what happens after. We love welcoming your teachers and your colleagues to us here in Norwich, but it's often for a short period, for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And when you go back into your schools and your classrooms and your universities and your pedagogical institutes, where does the learning from NILE and your short experience with us here in Norwich go? And this is why I'm so excited to be part of this webinar seminar today, because this is an embodiment of your continued professional development. You're taking of the learning with us here in Norwich back into your own context, thinking about how it's going to affect and impact on your own teaching, inspiring the new generation of English teachers to really push forward and take the models and approaches and techniques and ideas of teaching and learning in the 21st century into your own context. So it's a wonderful event, and it really does show that the impact of an intensive program here in Norwich can have long-lasting effects and powerful effects on the way teaching and learning happens in educational institutions across Uzbekistan. And we're hugely grateful for that, and hugely proud of the small development we can give to that important topic. So thank you, Dildora. Thank you, everybody here. Thank you very much to Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute for the invite and for putting on this event. And thank you, as always, to the British Council and Эл-юрт for continued trust in NILE as a partner in such important programs. Thank you very much. Rahmat.
Thank you for that using Uzbek words also, Mr. Top. I hope that all the teachers, Uzbekistan teachers who have been and who are going to be in NILE, they love, they adore, just silent and beautiful Norwich also. Besides this, we have so many experienced teachers which you have mentioned before. We always adore you. Even we are in Uzbekistan, but we still miss Norwich. Thank you, Mr. Tom, for participating and for your welcome speech. Now, for next, I will give the speech of one of our best teachers, experienced teachers, Mr. Sаймон Смит. Mr. Sаймон? Mr. Sаймон?
Simon hasn't been able to enter the session. I know he's still trying. I think maybe because it was a registration only event, he hasn't been able to enter. So I think maybe move to the next speaker, and I'll see if there's anything we can do from our side.
Okay, thank you. We will look forward to hearing Mr. Sаймon also. Welcome speech. Thank you for clarification, Mr. Tom. So in this case, we are going to move to our presentations. Our presentations have been prepared by experienced teachers who have enhanced their qualification in NIL, and all of them, they are working in our different regions of our republic. For the first presenters, I'll give a speech to Nadira Rahimova.
Good part of the day to everyone. So, Dildora, thank you very much for giving me a floor. I'm happy to see you all, dear teachers, dear colleagues, and dear foreign partners. So to say the truth, it is a great honor to be a part of this online community. And I'm very happy to see some familiar faces from Nile, from just different parts of Uzbekistan. So Dildora, can I have my presentation?
Nadira, you can demonstrate yourself. We are giving to you organizers.
Okay, just a minute. So I will ask you to be a little bit patient then. I hope you may see my presentation. Am I right?
Yes, Nadira, you can continue.
Thank you very much. So my presentation is going to be about the best practices of foreign experience. And to be exactly, I'm going to talk about a case of Nile, which we experienced in Uzbekistan. I think no comments about these pictures. So very many, just hundreds of teachers of Uzbekistan experienced wonderful and fantastic times just being in Nile. So, and we can say that Nile was a great school for thousands of Uzbekistan teachers, where teachers of Uzbekistan could expand their knowledge and skills and competences in language teaching, so in IT, research, etc. So, and here you may enjoy some photos from my own experience, because I was in Nile twice, in 2016 and 2019. So when it comes to the aim of my presentation, today I'm going to present a new project which we launched last year with the help of Change Academy and British Council. So And the name of the project is IMPRODEC, which stands for Intensive Professional Development Courses. So let me give you a little bit information about Change Academy. So Change Academy is a year-long program of intensive capacity building for higher education institutes. So moving towards financial, academic, and organizational autonomy, focusing on quality assurance, graduate outcomes, and leadership governance. As Olga mentioned, so this project under the Change Academy and British Council sponsorship and support was launched last year, and since that year we are taking part so in every event just organized in this project. So, and on the basis of this project, we decided to create our own project, which is called IMPRODEC. So why we came to this idea? So once just I was thinking that very many English language teachers of Uzbekistan attend Nile. And why not to bring Nile to Uzbekistan? So, and I was very happy from that brilliant idea, and just decided to organize that community as we had in Nile, so in our region, in Navoi. So, and when it comes to the aim of our project, IMPRODEC, so the main aim is to establish a center for professional development, which is going to provide a range of intensive and extensive courses, professional development courses for local teachers of secondary, specialized, and higher education sectors to maintain and improve their professional competences and skills, so enabling them to prepare well-qualified and well-qualified students and competitive graduates for global labor market, so as mentioned by Olga. And when it comes to the project objectives, so they are as follows. We are going to introduce the special mechanisms for updating knowledge and teaching skills and abilities of teachers, not only English language teachers, but ESP teachers as well, and just to use English as a medium instruction for their own content. So we are going to increase the level of professional training just to ensure the quality of higher education in accordance with modern requirements of education. Moreover, we are going to provide some assistance in the formation of teachers in the formation of highly potential, experienced who will be ready to teach asynchronously and synchronously. So also we are going to offer some pedagogical and methodological support by introducing foreign experience, which we got especially in Nile, and various models of education such as flipped learning, high flex learning, etc. So in their contexts. And finally, we are going to increase the status and attractiveness of Navoi State Pedagogical Institute among other pedagogical universities or institutes in Uzbekistan through the formation of professional staff of teachers. Why our project is so important and what kind of privileges we have as being members of this project? First of all, we think that we have highly qualified teaching staff with some international experience, thanks to Nile. So, and we have experienced staff who possess enough skills for designing and developing learning materials. So we have people and just stakeholders who have high motivation and spirit for voluntary work, and we have just all levels of seniority and both professional and academic services. So just to give some details in this to this point, so it means that we have different people from different layers of our university, starting from policy regulatory people such as rector, pro-rectors, etc. So we have some teachers, like middle-class people, and we have some students who are involved in the work of this project. So during 1 year, we did a lot of things, and we are really proud of the things which we did. So during the year, we have organized 4 sprint meetings together with our team members. So we developed our CPD regulations in 2 languages, Uzbek and English, and we already approved it by the council of the institute. So, and we could manage to set or to establish some positive negotiations with the policy regulatory department of our university, Department of Finance, Educational Methodical Management Department, and Department of Quality Control. So, and we achieved very reasonable results and outcomes. Moreover, we are working on the platform which is called Discourse, which is going to be used for a range of project services, such as storing materials, course materials, so sharing ideas like in forum or chat rooms, etc. and etc. Now we are working on our online platform. So here you may witness some samples from the meetings of our negotiations with the policy regulatory department. So especially our rector, pro-rectors, and some deputy rectors. So, and it was our first meeting, where we talked about launching the first training session course for ESP teachers. So another outcome which we could achieve is the organization of a first meeting with a selected group of teachers. And we organized this meeting in order to make some needs analysis for identifying teachers' needs, aims, their preferences and choices for choosing our courses. So actually, that's all. So I hope, as last words, I want to thank, first of all the organizers of this fabulous event. And I want to, my special thanks goes to Nile director Tom Kidl and all Nile teachers and instructors who really helped us. So who really helped us to develop as professionals and who really did a lot for just expanding their knowledge, not only in Britain, but throughout Uzbekistan as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nodira, for you also for an interesting presentation. Can I ask a favor? Can you change our organizer's place, please? Nodira?
Dildora, this is Tom. I think when you are the host again, Simon should be in the waiting room, possibly with my account name. So if you can check the waiting room and let him in. Okay,
let us give us a little minutes from Nodrapa. I should take organizers. Nodrapa,
yes.
Organizator qilib mana iltimos.
Organizator qilib yuborasiz?
Do you know how to do?
Sorry, unfortunately not. Can you help me? Can you instruct? So what should I do? I stopped my demonstration.
Yes. Дополнительныйga kirsangiz organizator degan joyga ma'ni tanlab, дополнительныйga kirib organizatorlikka berib oling.
Just a minute.
Дополнительно сделать организатор deb turibdi-da, Nodira.
Just a minute. I cannot find it. So as I understood, you cannot do it yourself, Dildora. I have to do it. Дополнительныйda faqat ikkitagina funksiyam turibdi ekan, lekin siz aytgan funksiya bu yerda yo'q.
Надира Камоловна, там в кабинете у вас есть гость ожидающий.
Dildorani ustiga chiqsangiz, mana 3 nuqta chiqadi. Dildorani rasmini ustiga chiqing, 3 nuqta chiqadi. O'shani bosing. Bosganingizda дополнительный chiqdimi? Сделать организаторni bosing.
Дополнительный chiqmayapti-da shu yerda. Sorry for this.
Nima chiqyapti? Og'zini ko'taring.
I think I did.
Bo'ldi.
Thank you.
Keyin tezda olib turib batareyasini chiqaraman deb chiqardim. Shunda sim karta yerga tushib qolgan ekan. Men uni ko'rmabman. Muhabbatxon ertamandan shukur yotib, bitta sim kartani ko'rgan ekan.
Марипса тоже просто камеру поставил и ушел. Смотрите. Конечно.
Необычно папа.
Iltimos mikrofonlaringizni o'chirib qo'yinglar. So we can continue. We are sorry for technical issues. We are happy to...
Organizer can switch off the microphones.
Yeah, we know, but we can't. There are lots of that participants. We can't find just in a moment. We can't find who is speaking. We are sorry for this. I'm searching. Sаймон Смит, we are happy to meet you, and I'm going to give the speech for you. Sаймon Smith, he is associate trainer in NIL, and he was one of the respective teachers. Mr. Sаймon? Mr. Sаймon, are you here?
Simon, the floor is yours if you're ready.
Okay.
Simon?
Hi, hello there.
Hello, Mr. Simon. We are happy to meet you. Welcome to our international online seminar once more again. All Uzbek teachers are happy to meet you.
Very nice to see you, everyone. I've just got a short presentation. Dildora asked me to speak about new trends in ELT. So I just thought I'd speak about life skills. I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can
yeah?
see.
Okay,
yes,
good.
Yes.
Fine. I'll just talk for 5 minutes or so. So life skills are becoming more popular in ELT, certainly in the UK, and I don't know how it is in Uzbekistan. Are they something which you have come across in Uzbekistan? Have you heard of them before? If you go to participants, you could go yes or no.
Yes, yes, we have.
Yeah, okay. So what are they? Give you time to read that. The definition is not a very friendly wording, but essentially they are skills, as you can see, for learning, for jobs, for personal development, and for citizenship. There are many different definitions of life skills, but here are some examples. And you can see that things like digital literacy or digital literacies, social responsibility, learning to learn, they're useful for jobs, for citizenship, and so on. And if we look at examples in higher education, these examples can come from the Cambridge Life Competencies Framework. Life competencies is one of the many terms for life skills. You can see that there are examples of objectives, really, for showing life skills in materials, in syllabuses, and so on. Again, I'll just give you time to read this. And you can see that in terms of emotional development, identifying and understanding your own emotions, managing your emotions, and showing empathy in relationships are all key components. Why include life skills in curricula for English? Again, you can read the little slide here. So there are benefits potentially for the individual, for their learning, and there are benefits, economic benefits, and benefits for society in general. Life skills are not only for English, they exist in all curriculum subjects. They already exist in language learning, things like emotional responsibility, collaborating with others, being respectful towards others. They're very much part of any kind of interactive language learning that goes on in higher education. And often it's interesting as well for learners to think about things like collaboration, creativity, citizenship, and so on. There are some doubts as well about life skills. Do we know what they are? Do we agree on what they are? Not everyone does. What about teachers? Can we, if we start teaching life skills, maybe teachers need help with that? How do we assess life skills? are things like empathy. Are they teachable? Are they characteristics which some people have more of than others? And if we add life skills to all the other things in our syllabuses and curriculum, are we in danger of making them too busy?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to read more, I strongly recommend the first one, the Cambridge Life Competencies Framework. The other ones are interesting too. If you want to read more, well, actually, the Nikki Hockley's webinar is a very good introduction. And this article here at the end, slightly more academic, but it covers the main issues in life skills very well. That's all, everyone. Thank you very much indeed. And I will send this PowerPoint to Dildora. So if anyone you want to look at it more closely afterwards, you can. Thanks very much.
Thank you for you also, Mr. Simon, for interesting information about life skills. I hope we will enter and we will get more expanded information from your suggestions and from your materials which you told us. Thank you.
Dora, thank you.
Nice to meet you once more again.
You too.
Now we will continue from our presentations, and next presenter, she is from Urgan State University, Nasiba Jumaniyozova.
Hi everyone, and I'm really have my ideas with you, and I need a help, Dildora. And can I share my screen? So, is that visible my screen to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And once more, I want to say hello to organizer of the Nile Institute, Language Education Institute in Nile, and also the British Council. And especially I want to express my great appreciation to the Dildora's tryings to organize such a brilliant conference. And here, and also I want to say lots of thanks to Mr. Simon, because once more you motivated me to speak more and to share the, my experience, which I have got from the Nile Institute during 4 brilliant months, brilliant August, I should say, in my life. This month, I want to describe this month just thought from that brilliant months. So, if I say that this kind of project they have played a great link between the teachers in Uzbekistan, and getting this chance gives us to take lots of knowledge and helps deeply to improve our professional development in our experience. So now at the beginning of our presentation, I want to say turn by turn the 2 professors in the institute that I learned lots of knowledge from the road balata as you mentioned about this, Professor Simon, that teachers also needs the help. And I could find a way being a professional teacher with the road balata and from his lessons. And also, Mr. Simon, you taught us brilliantly about the teaching and the carrying out the classroom investigation in our teaching experience. And really, I should say that in my teaching experience, I'm using that more brilliantly, much more in a effective way after your explanations about the classroom investigation. So here, and I want to say that I really found the answers for these questions, and Mr. Simon really helped us. How can we work with the students, and how can we learn how to teach the students, and at the same time the teachers also, and also at the very beginning of the lesson, I always try the advice which is given by the Mr. Simon, that is the students also need prompts while they are doing the tasks. And Mr. Simon, can you remember that the fairy tale you told us that the students really need help while they are doing the tasks? Like the girl comes to the classroom and the first chair was very big, not suitable, and the second one was a little bit big, and the last one is the most suitable for the girl, yes? And I always remember that, and it helps me to organize the nice lessons while my teaching experience. Thank you for your brilliant knowledge.
Welcome.
Exactly. He gave us so brilliant story telling nights, and we also listened very appreciatively their stories at night about the Shakespeare's works, and that was very interesting. And Ms. Miriam also helped us developing our language skills, which the teachers are really need to organize the lesson. And also nowadays in my classes, I'm using the Miriam's some techniques and methods in my classes to teach the students more effectively. So here I want to say that Martin Clark, if he is here in the conference, I want to say that Martin Clark with Y, yes? I guess everybody can remember this story. So, and Martin Clark also helps us more deeply understand about the EAP, or in other words, academic language. What's an academic language? And while we are writing the articles or analyzing the articles also, we should really pay attention to these points, and these are very important to me. And all these professors at the Nile University impact on highly in my experience. And here I want to share that after finishing the brilliant months at the Nile, I wrote an article about the effectiveness of asking hot slots questions in the AFL classroom for improving productive skills. I guess Mr. Simon can remember this topic. So, and also for this article also, I want to say thanks to Jeremy Harmons also, because we use these skills in the lessons like stick and jam. In other words, we call this stick and jam. And also nowadays I'm using these methods in our classes, and mainly my major at the university is the improving the reading and writing skills, and therefore I wrote this article in the productive skills. So, and another most important impact the Nile University teaches in my professional development, that I took an idea and at the Nile for writing my doctoral dissertation, and now I'm working with my supervisor, and I'm planning that again. I want to go to Nile to improve my knowledge, and also I want to find some answers for my questions while I'm doing the dissertation for my doctoral theme. So thank you for your attention, and thank you for all the organizers of this conference.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nasiba, for giving us more information about Nile once more. Next presenter is our teacher from Tashkent State University Oriental Studies, Ms. Saudat Saidakbarova. I highly, from all our group mates, we highly appreciate her. She upholded us very much before going to Nile. Saudat Abba?
Thank you, Dildora. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, dear colleagues and our respectful guests from Nile. So my name is Saidakbarova Saudat, and from Tashkent State University of Oriental Studies. Sorry, Dildora, can you switch the organizer tool to me? I need it to show my presentation.
Okay. Can I show your presentation myself? If you agree.
Okay. Dildora, I'm waiting.
Yeah, just a moment.
One more, thank you very much for inviting me to this valuable conference and sharing with my experience which I had in Nile. It was really informative and useful. Okay. Sorry. And my topic is about critical incidents in teaching. And this class actually was conducted by Sаймон Смит, one of my favorite mentors, teachers actually. It had great impact on me. I remember all his lessons. Actually, I adored all lessons which were taught in Nile. So, and I'm a little bit nervous as my mentor, my teacher who conducted this lesson, who gave us this material is here, Mr. Simon. I'll try to do my best to do a little bit feedback of what I had got from you.
It'll be fine, I'm sure.
Dildora?
Next slide.
No. Okay, so thank you very much. As I have mentioned, my topic is why should we use critical incidents in teacher trainings? Not only teacher trainings, actually in teaching even students. So what is a critical incident? When we speak about teaching process, of course, it's an unplanned or unexpected classroom event, positive or negative, which leads to a question or dilemma about teaching or learning. But what about critical incident itself in general? Okay, this actually technique is used in different spheres and it's really useful, especially in psychology. As you know, psychology and teaching are related to each other. So the critical incident technique is a set of procedures used for collecting direct observations of human behavior that have critical significance and meet methodically defined criteria. These observations are then kept track of as incidents, which are then used to solve practical problems and develop broad psychological principles. Good teachers, they use good techniques and routines, but techniques and routines alone don't produce good teaching. The real art of teaching lies in teachers' professional judgment in circumstances in which there is no right answer. So this combination of flexibility, informed professional judgment, informed guesswork, and constant self-monitoring is not easy to acquire, but using critical incidents tips will show how teachers can draw on their own experience to develop it. And Dildora, next slide. So what do scholars say about this topic? Dildora, please, next slide. Sorry. Dildora, I need my next slide.
This one?
Next one, please. Why do scholars, what do scholars say? But it's not written now. You should cross out the разрешите директивно to allow the...
This one, Brookfield and Tripp, Sadatapa.
The third one.
Third one? Okay. Is it Sadatapa?
It's not seen. Okay, I will continue by myself as it's not seen, unfortunately. So what do scholars say? I have taken two scholars, authors who wrote and work on this topic. So according to Brookfield, a critical incident is any unplanned and unanticipated event that occurs during class, outside class, or during a teacher's career, but remembered. Okay, what about Tree? Tree states that the critical incident is an interpretation of the significance of an event to treat something as an actual incident is a value judgment to make, and the basis of the judgment is the significance to be attached to the meaning of the incident. So you see, actually, definitions of critical incident are the same, but they don't give analysis. Okay. For example, Brookfield, he has done reflective model, and this reflective model has 4 lengths. And Dildora, next slide, please. Okay, thank you. Reflective model, according to Brookfield, as I have said, he has 4 lengths. So the first one is think about the situation in relation to your own previous experiences and your current reaction and feelings. Activities like recordings, philosophy of teaching and learning, giving advice and working with adults can be really useful here. And the second one is students' views. Try to put yourself in your students' shoes and review the situation by looking at what happened to their eyes. Okay, according to the Brookfield model of reflection, it is essential that teachers understand students' experience, activities to use this actually lens, formal evaluations, in-class evaluations, focus groups, interviews, and letters, as well as questionnaires. And last one, the third one is colleagues' views. Good teachers are focused on the first 2 lenses, but excellent teachers will also intensively work with this process and engage with colleagues regarding mentoring, advice, and feedback. So activities like learning circles, collaborative problem solving, and critical conversations and evaluations can be really helpful in this stage. So last one is about theoretical lens. It's about literature. And of course, teachers who explore, present, and publish materials and literature have an advanced vocabulary and plenty of methods for their teaching practices, and engagement with both the scientific literature and colleagues supports teachers. So here we can use activities like conferences, professional journals, research, and etc. Actually, there are lens by Brookfield. And next slide, Dildora. Thank you very much for assisting me. Thank you. No, the next one. It was a previous one. I need the next one. Yes. Okay, let's move to the practice. Let's switch from the theory to the practice one. Okay, how to work with these all lenses, analysis, and theories. Okay, let's take one sample, but I actually have taken it from David Tripp's book, Critical Incidents in Teaching, Developing Professional Judgment. So, here you see one sample, one ordinary school sample. Mary raised her hand. After about a minute, her teacher noticed her and asked her what she wanted. Mary asked if she could sharpen her pencil. It's a description of what was observed. It's not an explanation because it doesn't say why this exchange took place at all. It is the way why children are supposed to ask the teacher if they can do things. Mary actually is conforming to the rules. One might see that raising her hand to ask if she could sharpen her pencil meant that she was not allowed to decide such matters for herself in that class, and that in turn was indicative of the power structure of the classroom. Okay, let's develop this incident. Mary's classroom is contextualized by the school system, which is contextualized within the local district, which is again contextualized within the wider national society. At each of those levels, the significance of the original incident, Mary raised her hand, will become more general. Schools teach children to accept that depend on the authority of the state rather than on themselves and their own initiative. You see that authoritarian style is having advance in school issues, in school staff. It was the first sample, and the second sample was given by Mr. Sаймон Смит. Next slide, Eldora. Eldora, next slide. No, previous one. No, sample, previous one. Okay, pay work. No, sample, pay work. Eldora, please. Next one. No, it was the previous. What get this? Yes, thank you. Okay, this sample was given by Sаймон Смит. It was the email from his actually student who studied at Nile. Okay, it was an email from a university in Russia, and in short, her problem was that her students don't want to do their work. And of course, she wanted to know what to do. She wanted to have any advice on this topic. So by analyzing this problem, Mr. Smith gave us different activities to do with this critical incident. The first, what we should do. Of course, the next slide, Dandara, sorry for interrupting you. Okay, actually, how to work with these samples. Okay, we got incidents, we have problems, how to work with all of them. So practice. Teachers, you can do several steps to work with these problems. For example, in problem with, I have mentioned with this teacher who couldn't actually make your students do pair work. So you can ask your teachers or students to list 3 questions they would like to ask here about this incident. Okay, questions like, do you have the same age students? Is it mixed ability class? Or did you give instructions clearly? And etc. Next activity, next task is list 2 questions you would like to ask the learners, students actually. And of course there We can remember Brookfield's lens, student's view. Try to put yourself on the student's shoes. Okay, and 2 questions which you want to give to the learners. They may be, are you interested in this subject? Do you prefer your teacher's teaching method? Okay, and last one, what would you do in your lesson next time if you were the teacher and wanted to continue with pair work? Least steps you would follow. Again, here, teacher, if it's teacher training, or student, if it's just teaching process, they can step their own way how to deal with this problem. It can be steps like easy tasks or show an example and etc. So, okay, now here are some prompts to guide reflection by David Tripp. So as soon as you get your problem, critical incident, you should give several questions to yourself in order to analyze it deeply. What happened, where and when? Give a brief history of the incident. Okay, now you can read it from my slide. So thank you very much, Dildora. Now conclusion. So to conclude, I can say that for the successful implementation of a critical incident analysis, different aspects should be considered. For example, who the audience for the analysis is, whether we need to write about all the incidents, and etc. So the report of the critical incident can be added in teacher's portfolio to show the evidence of how she or he changes some practices of teaching being used. Teachers learn from the analysis of critical incidents and improve their ways of teaching. So thank you very much, dear colleagues. So for the reading, if you are interested in critical incidents in your teaching process, you can look through all these books, materials, which actually we were given by Mr. Sаймон Смит, and it's really useful. I tried to do my best to show it, present it in short, and make it more interesting and easier to accept. I hope you would like it. Thank you very much for being with me these 10 minutes. I have finished. Thank you.
Thank you, Saudat.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Dildora, we cannot hear you. Your microphone is switched off.
Thank you, Ms. Saudat, for your interesting information and making us remember our some interesting sessions from Sаймон Смит also. Thank you. Now I would like to give a speech to present your presentation to Ms. Zamira Abdujabbarova from Tashkent State Pedagogical University. She is going to present her presentation on the theme of how to write a scientific article.
Okay, good afternoon to everyone. So it's nice to meet you all here in such a wonderful webinar. Yeah, and by our topic today, you can understand that we are going to talk about how to write a scientific article. So hope I can use, no, Dildora, you will help with me with my presentation. Yeah, and by the topic, you can understand that we are going to talk about the scientific article, how to write it, but we all know that it is very difficult to teach how to write scientific article in 8 or in 10 minutes presentation, but I will try just to guide you how to do it. And my audience here with this material is MA students and the researchers who have just begun their work. And my first slide is here. Dildora, please help me. What's a scientific article? First of all, before to talk about it, let's analyze for ourselves what's a scientific article itself. Yeah, a scientific article, it is a publication that's based on empirical evidence. Just it can support the hypothesis with the original research. describe existing research, or just comment on a current trends in a specific field. Yeah. In the next slide, I show that we have types of scientific article which we should know. Yes, the first one, this is original research article. The next one, this is a review article. And then third one, this is a theoretical article. Okay, what's the original research article itself? So it is based on an experiment or study. This type of article will help methodology section that tells how the experiment was set up and conducted, yes, and the result or discussion section and usually conclusion section are there. In psychological courses, you are often asked to find the empirical articles, and empirical articles are original research article, we can say. And what's a review article? And somehow we can call it literature review article, or we can call it a systematic review article, yes? And what is it? It is this kind of article is written to bring together and summarize the results, or we can say conclusions, yes, from multiple original research articles or just studies, yeah? And this type of article will not usually have the methodology section. So we have not the methodological section, yeah? And they generally have very extensive bibliographies. What does it mean extensive? So you can just give at least 10 bibliographies here. So next one, this is a theoretical article, where in this article we can be written to contribute to the theoretical foundation of the field of study. And in this type of article, the author will draw upon existing research. For example, there is a form of new theory or explore the theories in new ways. Yeah, this we call a theoretical article. Okay, before to move what structures of scientific article, I want to explain for MA students, for the researchers who start their research work, yeah? The first step which you should to do to write an article, yeah, it is to analyze for yourself three important things. And what is it? It is a subject, it is an object, and it is a purpose. Okay, what does it mean, subject? Subject, it is the answer to the question, what's the subject of your article? You should identify for yourself, what is it, yeah? And after that, you should analyze for yourself, who is your audience? Who is your audience? Is it students? Is it researchers? Is it teacher trainers? And etc. Yeah? And the next one, this is a purpose. What is the purpose of your article? So this is a very important issue to begin to write in a scientific article. Okay, in the writing process, we should indicate to such kind of things. Don't move to the next. Okay, just stay in the structures, Dildora. Dildora, go to structures. Okay, so what's the purpose of article? We analyze it for ourselves, yeah, and yeah, this slide is okay for us now. Okay, in writing process, we should take care that we should have the 3 drafts. At minimum 3 drafts. And what kind of drafts should it be? The first, in the first draft, this we can call just writing. You should write, flow freely. Don't care about style, or you shouldn't take about the syntax, spelling, punctuation. Yeah, just write freely. Feel yourself more free. And the next thing, this is a rare writing. So this is a second draft where you should think a little bit and look through like critically. So in one word, we can say there is a critical look. And the next one, it means the third draft, yeah? this is we can call polishing, already ready draft to publish, yeah, polishing. So here we should take into consideration style, syntax, spelling, and punctuation. Okay, as you see on the screen, there is some, Dildora, you move to another slide, so I need the previews about the structure of, before this. Yeah, this one, structure of scientific article. Okay, this is enough for me. Don't move, please.
Okay.
Okay. This is a structure of a scientific article, yeah? And if you look through it, there is a title. There is a sequence of writing scientific articles. Yeah? What should include the scientific article, yeah? Title, author's name, and address, abstract, like a main body, introduction, main body, conclusion, yeah, and if it's possible, acknowledgement and reference. Okay, what's a title? The title gives a brief, concise indicator of what the paper is about. So this we call title, yeah. Author, or we can say authors, yeah. Who is the authors? Yeah, the authors are the ones who worked on the study and analysis that is presented in the paper. In many, or even in most cases, some of the authors may not have contributed to actually writing the paper, but all contributed to some aspects of the research: study design, implementation, data analysis, background research, and etc. Yeah, in order of the author is also important. For example, usually we have the several authors. I mean, the one scientific article have a number of authors. Usually, the first author is one who led this specific analysis. And the last few authors are often the senior or principal investigators, yeah? And we can move to the part of abstract. Okay, what's an abstract? An abstract summarizes the major aspects of the entire paper in a prescribed sequence that includes what? First, the overall purpose of the study and the research problems you investigated. Second, the basic design of the study. Third, major findings or trends found as a result of your analysis. And the last one, which is the first one, yeah, this is a brief summary of your interpretation and conclusion. Okay, what should include abstract? Aim and the scope of study, a key problems to be addressed, yeah, and your data collection methods, your key findings, yeah, limitation of your study, implication for theory and practice. In other words, we can say just write a clear abstract that contains your keywords. And if it is possible, also some synonyms familiar to non-professionals. It should be simple. Describe your problem, your methods, results, and conclusion. Placing keywords should be easy if you have chosen them correctly, yeah? Okay, in main body, as I said, there is an introduction, problem, method, results, and conclusion. So, there is some noise. There is some noise, unfortunately. Okay, in main body, we should have the important thing like problem, method, result. Yeah. Okay, this is a body. And what we should give in introduction then? So in introduction, usually we give context to the research, why this research is important, and what other work has been done to explore these issues, or as well as a statement of the hypothesis for these researchers are investigating, and etc. So in conclusion, we give it in the last, yes, and yet not the easiest part, just to do some research, yeah. It must be summarize the whole paper and explain its main purpose. This section also shouldn't sound too dry. Any conclusion consists of few elements, and so you can choose different approach depending on your agenda and to their paper type, yeah. Okay, and the next thing, which is very important, and in some scientific journals it is not required, but in some, yes, this we call acknowledgement. Acknowledgement enable you just to thank all those who have helped in carrying out the research, yeah. And the next slide, please. This is a very famous taxonomy. We call it Bloom's taxonomy. Why we need it? Just in order to formation and to development of writing scientific article, I can just advise you to use Bloom's taxonomy. Why? It can revise the scientific thinking skills, this taxonomy, yeah? And the Benjamin Bloom just believes that there are skills like low-level skills and high-level skills. So low-level skills, this is a knowledge and understanding, we can say, and when it is a high-level thinking, we can say application, analysis, evaluation, and creation, or just creating something, yeah, which helps to our researchers to obtain experience to write scientific article. Okay, what's the Bloom's taxonomy in general? Yeah, Bloom's taxonomy just was created in 1956 under the leadership of educational psychologist Dr. Benjamin Bloom, in order to promote higher forms of thinking in education system, and as such as analyzing and evaluating concepts, yeah, process, procedures, principles, rather than just remembering facts. And it's most often used when designing educational, training, and learning process. And I think it will be useful if you will use to design your scientific article. It is like a map. It can serve for you like a map to organize your article. Of course, it will be better if you will begin it from simple academic writing skills, just by developing academic writing skills, yeah, and after that you can move to just scientific writing the scientific article, yeah. Okay, and here in Bloom's taxonomy you can see some words, yeah, some key issues. For example, remembering. Why we need remembering in writing articles? For example, there we can just name our article and find some material. We can list other researchers' work, yeah, and this is our first step to do that. The next step, this is understanding, where we can just do some explanation, maybe we will do some discussion, and etc. So the next one, this is analyzing, where you should just compare your ideas with other researchers, or maybe you will find some contrast between yours and others' opinion, yeah. And in evaluating, you will just judge yourself for how you can criticize yourself. In this way, you can evaluate your article. As I mentioned in the top of my presentation, like a second draft, yeah, there you should look like critical, you should have like a critical look. So that's important. And the last one, this is creation. You will create your scientific work. You can design it, you can just plan, you can construct it, you can produce it. And for that people who just started to write their scientific article, this taxonomy, I hope, will be helpful. Next slide, please. The last thing, this is about reference. Yeah, and if you look through different kind of scientific journals, there are different kind of style. I mean, there's a referencing style, but most of them, I mean, the most spread style among the scientific journals, it is a Harvard referencing style. So that's why here I choose exactly the Harvard referencing style. Yeah, and here you can see on this should just cite the literature, cite the references. Yeah, so it is a basic of reference list for journal article. Yeah, first you should put author or just authors. Yeah, the surname is followed by first initials. Next, year of publication of the article. Next, article title, journal title, volume of journals, issues number of journals, page range of article. Yeah, and this is a Harvard style of referencing. At the end, as I give an example, Abdul-Jabbar Zamira, 2020, teaching English as a foreign language by using different types of tags. The goals, Journal English, Journal of English Teaching, Volume 5, Number 1, page 89, 92, 99. So this is references. But if you are interested, you can go to Google and just try to find another type of referencing, another style of referencing. For example, you can find the Oxford style referencing, Cambridge style referencing, and of course, when you choose your journal where you would like to publish your scientific article, you should be just introduce it by the requirements of that journal. So it's important to know what kind of requirements have that journal which you want to publish. Okay, that was all for today, which I just wanted to share with you. And if you have questions, you're welcome. So thank you for your attention. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for you also, Ms. Samira, for interesting theme. How to write article. We will write more just scientific article according to your suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to give a speech our next presenter. She is from Namangan State University, Yana Kuchkarova.
Hello, dear.
Yana, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear everybody. Now I'm trying to demonstrate my screen. I hope I will manage it. Can you see it?
Yes. Yana,
yeah, great. I will try to be as short as possible. So research.
Thank you for supporting.
So research, what, why, and how. So we have two types of research, primary and secondary. So primary, self-conducted, it means you do it. It usually answers to specific research questions. It can require money and some time, while secondary research is conducted by others and has already finished, and it's usually cheap. Of course, we need both of them because both of them answers research questions. So, research doesn't mean searching for articles to write papers. It doesn't mean working only in laboratories. Research is to have specific question and seek for answers by gathering, analyzing, and interpreting data. It should be systematic, and it should be analyzed systematically in order to bring improvement and change. So research should have 4 sections: planning, action, analysis, and conclusion. So what do we do in it? In planning, we have to specify our research question that can be tested. Tested means so that it is understandable to all people who read it.
Yes.
We have literature review. If you compare to the research that have been done to recent years in our country, most our research finished here, like in literature review. After that, we should have design process, data methods, in what way we are going to collect materials, consider ethical issues, create deadlines, and set up system. After that, data collection process starts and multiple cycles of experiments conducted. Analysis, you collected data, so let's analyze it. We organize charts and graphs. We look for trends. We discuss it with peers. We free write, we create clusters. Whatever we do, we try to analyze it. And sometimes we use some kind of analysis programs. Later, we are preparing our research to share with the world and reflect on our own practice, and research process continues. Thank you. I was trying to be as short as possible. My 3 minutes finish.
Thank you for you also, Yana, for being short but meaningful information. So I'm going to give. Can you stop demonstration, Miss Yana?
Sure. Please. As Mr. Tony Prince said, I'm going to give a speech for next presenter. She is to tell us about understanding a title. Zarnigor Jalilova, Bukhara State University. Zarnigor.
Шавкат Шарипов, микрофоningizni o'chiring, iltimos.
I'm trying. Zarnigor, are you here?
Шавкат Шарипов.
Nadira, you can mute it. If you press on mute, you can just stop the noise.
Yeah, I'm searching, but I can't find.
You click on the participants.
Шавкат Шарипов.
You click on the participant's name and then more, and you'll find mute. That's it, yeah.
Till Zarnigor is coming, I'm going to present my presentation. I'm also very happy to present my presentation from some findings from Nile also. Today, I'm going to tell you teaching of teachers. This session was taught us by Sаймон Смит. Actually, we are teachers teaching youngsters. This is very somehow easy comparing with teaching adults, teaching our co-workers, teaching our co-workers give us more responsibility comparing with another teaching learners. And from our experience as teacher, Sаймон Смит, we knew how to be a good teacher trainer, and I'm going to share with you the years. Teachers are very respected but honorable job among other jobs. So, but what is a teacher training? Briefly, it is a program that helps us to enhance our knowledge, skills, and attitudes. And by teacher training, we can know how to control ourselves during our own classroom. And for being teacher training, we should pass some steps. First of all, we should have education, enough education, knowledge on our field. And the second, we should have at least enough or more experience comparing with other learners. And in this case, two of these steps, if we have two of these qualities, if we have, we can try or we can be a teacher trainer. According to scientist Vidovson's sayings, he urges that teachers need to be trained in practical techniques, but they should know these techniques. While sessions, they should be educated to see these techniques. For example, when we were being trained in Nile, we also we were tested, we were participated in some activities which were organized by our trainers, and we tried to observe what kind of techniques, what kind of steps we can do with them. And for being teacher trainer, we should differ two terms. They are the teacher training and teacher education. Somehow they can be the same, but they have got a little difference between them. Teacher training, this implies the needs of the workplace, but teacher education implies personal needs. In teacher training, we should try to follow according to our workplace positions. But in teacher education implies our needs come to be the first. And the next one, teacher training leads to qualification, but teacher education leads to career development. And teacher training relies on leader and experts, but teacher education relies on peer groups. And for being a good teacher trainer, we have so many qualities which are beneficial for being a teacher training. But I'm going to share my present in Telegram groups which can I share. We have been given the 16 qualities, and these qualities are very significant for being a good teacher trainer, but I'm going to tell only about 5 qualities. Ability to listen actively. As we are training our colleagues, we have to listen to their options also, to their needs, to their interests, and what kind of abilities do they have. And besides this, a good knowledge of language acquisition also we should have, because for delivering our opinions, for delivering our explanation, we need a good knowledge. And creativity. I like this quality more because teacher trainer, he or she should create more interesting things than another teachers. He or she should be creator. She should create new things during her sessions. If she is a creator, he or she can attract other trainees also. Ability to manage learning effectively. In my point of view, if a teacher trainer can manage learning effectively, he can or she can manage to make his trainees also learning effectively. The above mentioned qualities we try to have for being a teacher training. And according to the Mark Andrews, he suggests 3 styles. Current style lecture for during the teaching training. And first of all, current style lecture. This is more that it looks like traditional style. The trainer reads or talks about the topic, and trainer asks pre-selected or random course participants are invited to individually reflect, and then he is checked their understandings, and they continue the process again till the end. Second style, this is buzz groups lecture. It is also very spread style. Buzz groups lecture. The trainer reads or talk or explains the theme, and course participants, they are invited to discuss the theme according to the divided into groups or pairs, and they can share their understandings each other. And my favorite style, this is experiential, which means inviting the participants to be his or her students after presenting some series of classroom activities. In this style, we can give more things, and we can achieve our goals more. Today, I just determined it, and I prepared such kind of information. I hope some of them can be beneficial for you. If you are interested for teacher training, you can use this reference. Thank you for your attention. I'm going to speak. Thank you, dears, for your attention. Now I'm going to give a speech to Zarnigor. Is Zarnigor here? Miss Zarnigor? Maybe she has some problems with internet, so we are going to continue our presents. And the last our presenter, she is from Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute, Nargiza Burieva. Nargiza,
did you make me organizer?
Yes.
Good afternoon, dear participants. It's so nice to see you all again. Especially, I'm very happy to see Sаймон Smit and Tom Kidl, Mr. Tom Kidl. And you remind me of very happy times that we spent in Nile. I'm so happy to see you again. I hope all other trainers like Martin Clark, Tony, and many other Jeremy Farmer are all safe and healthy. So today I'm going to present you one of the interesting mini course for teachers that I was really inspired by a teacher and trainer who works at Norwich Institute for Language Education. He is Jamie Caddy, and I am a member of his lesson stream. Excuse me. And I'm a member of his lesson stream. And Jamie Caddy is affiliate trainer at Norwich Institute, and he is the author of several books. It is Images Bringing Online into the Classroom and Video Telling, YouTube Stories for the Classroom. And he is the author of these books, and he one of the famous storytellers, and he is the founder a kind of new type of approach to teaching English. And I'm going to present one of interesting sessions that was sent by Jamie Caddy to my email. Well, and he encouraged teachers to use videos in our class, in the lesson, in teaching English. Why? What is it about language teachers and videos? What is the connection between videos and teachers? Why teachers turn to different sites like YouTube and many others as a source of inspiration and a source of materials? Because what we do in our daily life, we mainly retell what we see on TV and in different videos. We just use these videos in our daily speech, and the same approach we can do in our lessons. For instance, as an English teacher, for many years, I observed that lots of teachers just find very interesting video, and they somehow associate this video with the context of the lesson, and then they switch on the video and just make short discussions to engage the students to the video, to the main content of the lesson, and then they jump to the course book and grammar activities. But at the same time, it's very interesting situation, but at the same time, we can, as teachers, we neglect some of the opportunities that videos provide us. We can make a totally different approach to videos, as Jamie Caddy says. Well, videos and other materials like artifacts in our lessons, and it is a role of English teachers, like a museum guide, to contextualize videos to the main content of the lesson. And when using some kind of authentic materials like videos, we can associate this video with the situation, how we found it and why we found it very useful in our classroom. We can create really interesting story that is associated with the video and the lesson. And this kind of approach establish a new rapport between students and teacher. Usually students find it very interesting, highly appreciate, and you can establish relaxed and friendly atmosphere. And when describing materials and videos in our classroom, we shouldn't forget about main resource in our classroom, the teachers. We, as a teacher, are the main resource in the classroom, and we can establish particular language output or language input and help students to get adapted to the lesson. Well, and in today's session, I'm going to present 3 types of video, and the first one is Kit Kat Baby. Sometimes we find very interesting video, but there is no any talk in this video, and there is no a dialogue or monologue, and Kit Kat Baby video is one of these kind of samples. Let's watch it now. Oh, excuse me, dears. Video көрінеді ме, көрінеді?
There's something.
Мам, компьютером açtırmayın. Так, көрінеді ме видео? Көрінеді? Көрінеді? Oh, okay. Due to the poor connection of the internet, I couldn't show you the video, but this video was about the baby who is a fussy eater, and she refuses to eat when her father wants to feed her baby. Well, in order to design this kind of lesson with the video that you found on YouTube, at first you should think about activity outline. And on the board, you can present the keywords that don't jump out from the video, but if you put the words, if you put the video into words, these words will exist in your story. For instance, they are to feed, to try to get someone to do something, a fussy eater, to refuse to do something, to turn away in disgust, and to get someone to do something. Well, and then after presenting active vocabulary of the video, you can ask some questions that may introduce the main content of the video. For instance, does anyone in your family, does anyone have a baby in their life? It may be a baby brother or sister, or a nephew or niece, and you can encourage your students to tell about them. Then for adults, you may ask, do you have any babies, a son or daughter who used to be a baby? And the last question, has anyone ever fed a baby? Tell us about it. And you may encourage your students to be active and answer these questions. After questions, you may start the story that you saw in your video. So the story may be told in this way. I saw a video on YouTube. It involves a father and a daughter and a baby daughter. In the video, a father is feeding a baby. He's trying to get her to eat, but unfortunately today, baby is a fussy eater and she's refusing to eat. Each time when father wants to feed her, a baby turns around in disgust. Eventually, the father managed to get his daughter to eat. And then you can make your students to predict how the father could manage to make his daughter to eat, and could manage to eat the food. And in this case, you can make some suggestions. He pretended the spoon like airplane, or he offered something delicious like chocolate, and then he made a trick on her daughter or something else. And then you have to switch on the whole video. After watching a video, and you can make a discussion activity by asking questions: what language in the video father used, and what kind of parent do you think that father was, and do you think this is an advert for a type of chocolate, in this case a Kit Kat, or some other questions for discussion? And after reinforcing your students' speaking abilities and their creativities, you can make a conclusion in your lesson. Another type of video, you can use different adverts. You can find very interesting advert on YouTube or on TV, make a story about this advert to your students, and then watch and then show this video to your students. Or you can invite your students to see different videos, and then this video should be presented by your students to an audience. And video 3 is called TEASE. The main principle of this video is storytelling gap fill. When we think about gap fill activities, information gap activities, we always refer to different texts and different coursebooks where students should be presented with papers and they have to fill in blanks. But in storytelling gap fill, you can design your activity in totally different way, without any papers, without any coursebooks. And for instance, this is the text of the video that is called TEASE, and you can write the story. But when you will read the story before presenting a video, the words in bold in this text shouldn't be pronounced. Each time when you reach the words in bold, you have to be silent, close your mouth with your hands, and let your students find the words that you have written on the blackboard. And you shouldn't encourage your students to guess the words in bold. In reverse, you have to make them to match the words on the board to the text. Well, in this case, you can start your lesson with asking different students with different questions, because this video is about a trick which a friend made on his friend. Then you have to write isolated words on the blackboard. These words don't exist in a video, but if this video will be transformed into words, they will exist in the story. Then you should be sure whether your students know what does false teeth mean. Then read the story and encourage your students to find the words in bold. Then you can read the story several times according to the levels of your students, and you can read it very slowly and let your students to be aware with new words. Then you can present this video. Then you can present the video. After watching a video, give students the text that you have prepared beforehand, and check whether they were right with their answers or not. And in conclusion, I may say that we should find videos that we saw on YouTube in different places very interesting, and these videos are really fun. And if you will exploit it and design to your lessons in a very creative way, your lessons will be very entertaining, exciting, and students without any effort will be engaged in your lessons. But it's up to you, according to your creativity and you can design these videos and implement in your daily lessons, because putting video narratives into words is something that we do in everyday conversation. Every day we do this kind of conversation. We retell what we saw on TV. We make a storytelling about different videos that we watch in different sites, in social media. And the same you can do in your lessons in order to make your students more fluent, develop their creativity, develop their critical thinking abilities, and many other skills. And this is all for our today's mini course that I was inspired to design from Jamie Caddy's sessions. And I'm very sorry for the poor internet connection, but I couldn't present you these two videos that are very exciting, but you can find them on the platform of Jamie Caddy, and his special course for teachers around the world that is called lessonstream.com. Here is a link. You can write this on Google, and you can just Google and find all lesson plans and video materials. It is a huge platform that is rich in different videos and different lesson plans for teachers around the world, and for different levels, for students of different level. Thank you for your attention. Happy to see you again. Goodbye.
Thank you, Ms. Nargiza, for you. Now we have now we can know lots of information. How can we use videos in our teaching classes? I'm going to give the last presenter to Jalilova from Bukhara State University. Unfortunately, she had faced some issues related to internet. Zanigor, are you here? Zanigor? I have just seen she has sent this message.
Can you hear me now?
Zanigor, are you here?
Yes, I
yes,
am.
Yes. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, a little louder, please.
Okay.
We are happy.
Okay.
So I'm going to present your presentation. Demonstrate.
Please. Good afternoon, dear participants. I'm Zarnigor Jalilova from Bukhara State University. Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you familiar faces who have been in Nile in August 2019. Thank you for your participation. Today I'm going to present, to speak about one very essential thing in academic writing, which was one of our first lessons at Nile, which I found to be very useful. And I hope that it will be useful for you too. I'm going to speak about understanding title. As you can see on your screens, what to include, where to focus, and what to do. As you know, in academic writing, any kind of academic writing can serve as one of the essential things for assessing a student's knowledge, not only in writing classes, but in different classes as well. Actual essays, they serve as one of the best tools for assessing students' knowledge, because here we can not only assess their knowledge, but also to assess their critical thinking skills. So that's why it's very important for students to be able to understand what is required from them from the topic or from the title itself. Dildora, can you move to the next slide, to the second slide? Thank you. So any kind of title includes three things. So these are topic, limit, and instructions. Topic is a general area that the students are going to deal with, while limits bring limitations to those general areas and focus and shows what students should focus on mostly, not it brings specificity to the general area. And instructions are actually the tasks that students should complete. And next slide. Here you have a sample of a task, a title. So please read by yourself. While many people may say that they need a smartphone, few really do. Define the term smartphone, analyzing and evaluating the benefits that owning such a device may bring to a student. So as you can see, I have highlighted the words with different colors. The red ones will deal with, while benefits and student is a limit, focus on. And define, analyze, and evaluate are instructions that students should follow, what they are required, what they are asked to do. They need to define, then analyze their benefits and evaluate the benefits of the smartphones for students. And in order to be able to accomplish this task successfully, students need to know about the learning process, which is about the Bloom's taxonomy. Can you, Dildora, can you move to the next?
Yeah, I am searching. Please, can you switch off your microphones? I'm searching, but I can't find. Shahzoda Abdullaeva, please switch off your microphone.
So in order to be able to accomplish this task successfully, students should accomplish these instructions successfully. And to understand what they are required to do, actually they should, we should explain and we should know about Bloom's taxonomy as well, which tells about the learning process and tells how any kind of learning process should be systematized from the easy one to the difficult one. Dildora, can you move to the next slide, please?
Yes.
Okay, as you can see on your screens, the verbs that are actually used for giving instructions are classified according to the certain levels of Bloom's taxonomy, certain levels of thinking and learning process. So if you pay attention, so we start from the lowest one and we then move to the highest one. And from the instruction that is given in the title, student can identify what kind of thinking level is required from him. So if instruction says list the major fields in management, so it requires them only remembering skill. So they don't need to do any other things, right? Because here in remembering, we have the verb list, right? And if it tells to explain something, So it is one level higher, which requires students understanding how they understand the knowledge they have learned. And so it goes up to the upper and higher levels and actually prompts the students what less thinking level he is required to accomplish this writing task or this essay. In our case, it says like, it says to define the term smartphone, which starts from the lowest level, so from the remembering level, then it asks to analyze, which goes to the upper level, analyzing level, and evaluate, which is one of the highest levels, where students gives his own or her own critical thinking, her own opinion on the topic. But to accomplish this stage, students goes to make some research on defining, on analyzing the benefits, search different sources, come up with different ideas, then brings his own opinion. So, Dildorapa, can you move to the next slide? Here's a sample of our tasks of what kind of searching has been done. So if you can see, first purple and pink boxes, these two boxes, deal with definition of the smartphone. It brings definitions like, according to the OUP, a smartphone is a mobile phone that is able to perform many of the functions of a computer, typically having a relatively large screen and operating system capable of running general purposes applications. And the second one also here gives a definition where it compares with a dumb phone. Dumb phone is a usual phone. And the middle one gives the analysis of the benefits of it. It says that how many percentage of the people use for which purposes smartphones, and we can see that only less percentage, 11% and 7% of interactions with the phone respectively held for preparing for the lessons and accomplishing the activities. And the last pink box tells the evaluation of the student. So it says, coming up from this research, so student brings his own conclusion, his own evaluation. While smartphones may offer more power and portability than traditional devices, their productive use is still somewhat in doubt. So it's very important to explain to the students the Bloom's taxonomy and classification of the verbs according to the Bloom's taxonomy, which will guarantee their success in performing in their writing, academic writing. So if the student understands the title, so it will guarantee his success in writing, mostly 50% guarantee. And we also can use the same Bloom's taxonomy to identify our lesson objectives as well, because it helps us to, so what are our expectations from our students in our classes. To conclude my presentation, I'd like to say that I found this class to be useful because it explained how we can explain what our students are expected from their writing task, from their essays, from their academic, any kind of article, maybe research paper, by using Bloom's taxonomy or explaining Bloom's taxonomy to our students. And I found it to be very useful. That's why I wanted to share it with you, but I tried to keep it short, not to make it too long. Thank you for your attention. Do you have any questions? That was all. Thank you for participating in this conference, and I would like to thank Dildorapa for organizing such a great seminar, for giving us a chance to meet our colleagues from NILE 2019 August, the professional development course. and for giving us chance to share what we have learned with others. Thank you, Dildora Abba. Thank you to the Nile and all other organizers of this seminar.
Thank you for you also, Sarnikor, for fruitful information. I hope we will use in our classroom. Now, this is nearly we are going to finish our international online seminar. I'm going to thank for our cooperative partners. Just a moment. First of all, we are going from Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute's behalf. We are going to thank to British Council for supporting us, and also Эл-юрт Умиди Foundation, who gave us huge chances and who are giving more another teachers for enhancing their professional development in foreign countries. And our special thanks, huge acknowledges our Nile team, our teachers who made us help improving our professional development. And Mr. Tom Kidl, thank you for you, even though you are so busy today, but you managed to participate in our session. And Sаймон Смит, for you also, thank you for your interesting themes and beneficial advices. And all of our participants who is participating, who is presenting, huge thanks for you, and presenters also, participants also, and all of our partners will be given certificate by Жиззах State Pedagogical Institute. We are grateful to our institute rector, Шавкат Шарипов, also for giving us huge support to organize such kind of seminar. Thank you. If you have any questions, you are welcome here.
Dildora, I'd just like to thank you very much on behalf of Nile and on behalf of our colleagues here for all the hard work you've put into organizing this event. I have done this kind of thing myself, and I know how much work it is and how difficult it is. And so thank you very much indeed. Thank you to all colleagues, both of those presenting and not presenting. It's very nice to see familiar faces. It doesn't seem long ago at all, really, does it? And it helps me to remember that the world is sometimes a smaller place than we think. It was very interesting to hear your presentations, and Niall was delighted to attend. So I'd like to thank you all and wish you all the very best of luck in your personal and professional lives. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you for you also, Mr. Simon. And give that huge acknowledgement to Mr. Dave Allen also and Tom Kidl, all of our teachers from Nile. We always remember and we always use your advices and knowledges. Thank you once more.
Thank you.
Dear all participants, presenters, thank you. You did your best. Thank you for supporting. See you next in our conferences seminar.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you, Dildora.
Bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
All right.